Hi guys. So I don't know whether you follow Camp Beagle, whether you follow Animal Rebellion, but Camp Beagle are the basically the group that are outside MBR Acres in Huntingdon in the UK. They are camped out there. They've been out there. I don't know how long is it now. Um, well over a year anyway. They've been out there protesting, highlighting to the world this is what's going on in this horrible facility. So they're basically breeding beagle puppies inside these massive sheds. So imagine like a concentration camp basically for beagles, um, where they are bred. They are bred. Sorry, I've got a really bad itch. It was annoying me, and I thought I can't stop annoying it. It's like weaving at me. So yeah, it's basically it's a horrible hellhole. I've not been down to it. I wish I could. Obviously, for my health issues, I struggle to just get about inside my hometown now. To try and get to MBR Acres, well, to Camp Beagle, to support them, to help them, to, basically be a show of numbers to say, yeah, we don't agree with what not Camp Beagle, to say what MBR are doing, and it's totally and utterly wrong and immoral, and it needs to be shut down. I wish I could be there. Unfortunately, I cannot. It is quite a way to go. Like I said, it's in Huntingdon, Sawtry Way, I think it's called. The address, I can't quite remember. But yeah, Camp Beagle have been outside that facility, solid, non-stop for, say, about 15 months, for example. They are a peaceful protest outside. They are a non-violent action. They are a group that are out there documenting really what goes on inside the facility, so they cannot hide themselves away. They do. They breed these beagle puppies, and then they reach, I don't know how many weeks. I think it's something like 19, 20 weeks. They're so many months old. They are then moved from shed to shed until they don't see daylight. They basically are kept in these confined, horrific conditions, these cages. So many per group in a cage. They have sawdust on the floor. They have no bowls. They have no water bowls, no nothing. They have a nipple, like a pig nipple, on like a ball on a, like a like a guinea pig rabbit type of bottle. So they've got to suckle and lick from that. Any water that they may want. Their food is dropped down onto the sawdust where they piss and shit, for the want of a better word. They are kept in these horrible cages. They have no toys. They may have a ball that's on a chain. Ooh. A lot of them pace up and down as a sign of boredom and stress, madness. They have no interaction. These people that come in for so many hours in a day, they come in, they clean them out. They don't even take them outside whilst their area is being cleaned. They literally are kept in these horrific places, where they're shoveled out, mopped out, I would assume, and maybe hosed, and then fresh is chucked down, and that's it. But they aren't given any love. They're not given any affection, no cuddles, no nothing. Animal Rebellion did manage to get inside the facility X amount of months ago, and they managed to film, and I believe that Camp Beagle managed to get a drone camera, well, some kind of camera inside one of the air vents. This is before the air vents were shut up at one point. And they managed to get a camera inside the facility. And it was horrific what the footage that was seen. There was just shit everywhere, piss everywhere. It was disgusting. I mean, I've got 7 cats, and it's like I have to shit shovel their tray. Their trays, I do specify. I have got, for 7 cats, I have got 4 huge trays. And they are kept clean throughout the day. Yeah, and can you imagine if you don't clean them, how grotty and dirty and smelly and disgusting it gets. So this place is a hellhole. They were recorded eating shit that was on the floor. It's disgusting. It's really, really vile, an evil place. The people that go in and out of there all smirking and smug and full of themselves. And you can see on the footage the lives that John and a few of the others that are there regularly enough. They film them, and the security guys that are down there, they're all smug and full of themselves, smirking and thinking it's fun. And the people that work there, when they're taking, the only time these dogs see a bit of daylight is when they're moved from one shed to the shed that seems to be the end shed of where they are going to be shipped out. It's horrible. And then they're all crated up into these little individual, like cat carriers basically, but slightly larger. And they're loaded onto a van. And then they end up in a fate worse than death. They are basically taken to laboratories. A couple that I know of course, conpany and LabCorp. And footage has been filmed from undercover people that are in there. And they hit these dogs. They shake them. They punch them. They shout at them. It's horrific to see this footage, and people are like, I don't want to see it. And I'm thinking, yeah, you don't want to see it because you do not want your eyes to comprehend that you buy these products that they are actually, having to have shoved down their throats for. If you opted to not buy these products, they would not be going through all this. But hey, it's government money, it's blood money, it's allowed. It's disgusting what goes on. It is legalised animal torture. And it's not just beagles. There's so many other animals that are used in. People think, oh, it doesn't happen anymore. It's 2022, doesn't happen anymore. Because I had a chap that I was having a bit of an argument with on some animal testing. I can't remember now, a makeup group or something, or somebody that was advertising a product, and I said, this chap was like, oh, it doesn't happen anymore. What are you talking about? And I said, actually, it does. And I said, I sent the links for MBR Acres and Camp Beagle. And I says, have a look on Camp Beagle's website and you'll be able to see in their Facebook or Instagram. And you'll be able to see all sorts of things that are going on. But there are all sorts of animals that are used in experimentation. Monkeys are used. Pigs are used, cats, guinea pigs, rats, mice, fish, all sorts of animals. Obviously at the minute, the Camp Beagle is focusing and driving to get MBR Acres shut down, the UK's legal puppy factory, that basically supplies these places. And it's like if these places, these labs want, say, organs, because they don't send every dog Some dogs are bled to death. They're bled out in that place in MBR Acres. There's somewhere in one of the buildings where they bleed these dogs out. They dissect them then and cut the organs out. So if they want a dog's heart a certain size, they want lungs a certain size or whatever, or limbs. They can basically order whatever they want, and it's just a hellhole basically. But what happens at the minute is that this has been going on. MBR is like being shoved to the front. People are trying to expose it. Camp Beagle have been campaigning, and there was a big drive to do like where every town was highlighting to people about what goes on in vivisection and Camp Beagle, that are highlighting about MBR Acres. And I actually suggested to my hometown, can we do this, to our vegan group, and a group of us did actually go into the town centre. I enjoyed participating. I must say it was getting a lot of conversations and talking to people. I actually found something I was very passionate about. Once I'm very passionate about something, that's it. I don't shut up, as you can probably tell. And I just wanted to do something because I find it very hard. I can't go to vigils and stuff because I feel like I would be in the way because of my health issues. You know, a woman in a power chair in front of a truck is not going to be... Maybe I could stop it, waving a flag. Hey, stop. I don't know. I would be more of a hindrance than a help, I think. I know that I could hold a banner or something and whatnot, but I wanted to actually be able to be getting in there and doing stuff, and I can't. But anyway, and I can't do an awful lot of things in my hometown even. It really killed me just doing so many hours in the town centre, sat in my chair, talking to people with my legs down. I was in so much pain after. And then for the rest of the day and the day after, I was in so much pain. I couldn't move. All I did was sleep, but it was so worth it because it was highlighting to people about the dogs and the good that Camp Beagle are doing, exposing MBR Acres, and getting people to look on the website that have literally not heard of it, to get them looking up, and then to sign the petition, which they got the bums on seats for the numbers, which was fantastic. It was amazing, and Camp Beagle has done such amazing work, and I wish I could get down there. I really, really do. I follow, I support, I share. I know people on my Facebook are very, very sick of me, but I don't care. I'm voicing for the animals at the end of the day. This is giving me a drive, to speak up for the animals. And it means a lot. And to hopefully one day be able to say, yeah, we all pulled together and we close, as a collective, an army of people. We managed to do that, but anyway, Animal Rebellion, I believe it was, that was the first group to climb in, and they took out a small amount of puppies from MBR Acres. I keep going to say Camp Beagle for the second. It's like, no, it's not. MBR Acres, the actual facility, they managed to get in. I think they took something like 7 beagle puppies at that time. They managed to liberate them. They managed to get them to safety. They managed to get them homes, and all was good. Then, X amount of months later, and obviously lots and lots of van loads of puppies have gone out since that date. Then it went from that animal rebellion had suddenly broken in again, and they took 18 puppies from MBR Acres, which was fantastic news. I've watched a Zoom. I joined I watched in the Zoom meeting. I was an observer. I did ask a few questions about tattoos and ears, which then got other people asking the question. Do they have tattoos and ears? No, they don't, apparently. It's when they get to the laboratories they get the tattoo in the ear. God almighty, can't imagine it, can you? I mean, having a needle shoved into my cat's neck for thyroid injection was enough, for blood tests, but to have a number done in the ear, I don't know how they do it, and I don't want to know, because the stuff that they get up to in these places, I've read descriptions of, and it's just hell for them. Anyway, they managed to get out with 18 beagle puppies. They did manage to have 2 other ones, and a lady called Rose that was speaking, she was one of the ones that held one of the puppies and got stopped by the police basically on the inside, and she had to hand the puppy over. And then there was another one that got handed over as well. So there were 2 beagle puppies called Love and Liberty, and they decided to call them Love and Liberty. And the police took them, they put them in the back of the police car. You could see on footage from Camp Beagle of what was going on, because they were filming left, right and centre things that were going on, the animal rebellion on the fencing, handing themselves in. It's like the last time that they handed themselves in, all charges were dropped. But Animal Rebellion want to get a jury behind them, to say that this is wrong and to get the exposure. And every time it's been, the charges have been dropped. They're trying to take on the vivisection movement. And yeah, they're doing an amazing job. They're fantastic at what they do. They're peaceful protesters. I mean, some people like to think of them as like being really raw, and we're doing this and we're causing violence, but they're not. They're peaceful protesters. So anyway, I watched on the Zoom. I got the chance to sit in, and I thought, oh, sit in and listen to what's going on and ask any questions at the end. I was, asking and a few things, and it was an interesting listen. They told about exactly what happened on the evening, and then there were about 3 of them, I think, that gave their own reports of what they did with the puppies and stuff. And I thought, good on you, every single one. You're absolutely brilliant for what you do. I wish I could join in. I tell you, if I could do it, I would happily, be like, I want to help get these animals to freedom. But yeah, so Love and Liberty. Yesterday at the police station, the police headquarters in Cambridgeshire, the police there had the puppies detained. Animal Rebellion did a peaceful protest in the grounds, wanting to free them and wanting to know that they were alive. That was the big thing. They wanted proof of life. That was the wording. I couldn't think of what it was that they were chanting, proof of life. That's all that they wanted, was proof of life, that they were still alive, because these puppies, they were classed as contaminated the minute they left the facility. And it's absolutely crazy. These puppies were apparently, according to the police, because there was a number to ring and there was an email address and all the rest of it put up, and people flooded the lines. I sent emails, but yeah, they flooded the police line constantly, wanting to know about these puppies, that they were still okay, that they hadn't been handed back to MBR Acres. And they kept going and going and going. And yeah, it was like this protest. There was quite a number of people. There was a good number of people. And then Animal Rebellion obviously led the way with it. There were people there from Camp Beagle, and there were other groups as well that were there that I also follow. And then there were people that just happened to want to join in and show support. And, you know, then the spokesman, after them being there for, I think, about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, because at one point they were blocking the road, the entrances and stuff, to stop them from basically, so they would listen to the protesters, and listen to their sort of demands, if you like. And all they wanted was proof of life at this stage. They wanted to know that these puppies were still alive. Are they okay? And this police officer come out and he gave a statement, and he said about, oh, you want to know how these puppies are? They're okay, they're well cared for, they're still alive. And everybody was like, hey, hey. And there was hope. There was a small pocket of hope. You know, with everything that was said, it was always like this. Now, are they telling the truth, or are they just telling you something you want to hear? And so it became to the point of like where you'd sort of take it all with a pinch of salt. But you just wanted to hope that they would give them freedom. So anyway, on that note, the police had responded. They said that they were okay. I thought, surely you could show some evidence that they're still alive. Surely you could show some live footage of them being alive, you know, wherever they may be, that they are there. But it was done on the word of the person that came out, the officer that come out. And everybody then decided, right, that's it, we're going to go home. So that everybody dispersed. And the live that was being filmed from with the Camp Beagle guys and Animal Rebellion disappeared. The live was cut. Everybody went home, or back to Camp Beagle. And then there was everybody seemed like, hey, there's hope, let's hope that everything will come out right, that these puppies will get to be either sent to a sanctuary, or they will be allowed to be given home. And all was good. We all wanted to hope for the good outcome, that there was going to be freedom for these two puppies. We saw footage and bits and pieces of the 18 that Animal Rebellion had, and how happy they were, and they were getting cuddles and love. And it was like, let's hope that these two get to live outside of MBR Acres, because these two either will be sent on to be tested on, or they will be euthanized, or, as I would like to say in their case, murdered. Yeah. I mean, who knows what actually will go on with those dogs. And then a statement was issued earlier on today. I think it was about 3:30. Because I'd been out, so I've been watching bits and pieces on replays. But basically there was a statement that was issued from Cambridgeshire Police that said, with regards Love and Liberty, They have been returned to MBR Acres. In the I think it was some Welfare Act or something. They're classed as contaminated products, but it's like it's up to MBR Acres what they actually do with these dogs. And there was a statement that I can't, I haven't got anything to read off, that was actually from the police. So you'd have to look on Animal Rebellion or Camp Beagle, because they've got where someone's read out what was put. And then Rose, who was holding one of the dogs, and then got the police, took it off her. Yeah, it was a case of that. It's awful. It's the most devastating news. We were all hoping for the greatest outcome ever, and hoping that someone would show an awful lot of compassion and love to these dogs. The 18 have, basically are on their way to a new happy life where they never know, they're going to have greater things coming to them. They're not going to be tested on. They're going to be loved. They're going to be given good homes. They're going to go outside. They're going to feel the rain on the fur and stuff and all this. And then you've got these two that have felt love and felt cuddles, and they've eaten from a bowl and drunk from a water bowl. And, they've had a taste of what it's like beyond the gates, and possibly, they may have probably slept in a bed, given some fuss and cuddles, and who knows? But they've gone back to that hellhole. And you just can't imagine how depressed they would be put back into the crates. I mean, out of spite, potentially, could these people put them into a shed, ready and waiting for the next shipment, with a smirk on the face? I mean, Camp Beagle reported that the workers, when they went in and out, they were smirky and we know something you don't know type of thing. I mean, there's nothing to say that it's a lie, it's a cover-up, and you just sort of hope that perhaps one of the police officers has taken them both home and had them, because people from MBR have actually got beagle puppies from that facility. Someone might have taken them from their own pet, their own companion, and it's something that will never be known, to be honest, whatever is going to happen. No one's going to come forward, no one's going to speak to anybody and say, oh, this is what's happened to the dogs, unfortunately we've had to euthanize them. It's something that's just going to create this big uproar over the fact that these dogs have been handed back. It's all under secrecy, cloak and dagger. MBR and the police are literally like that. It's disgusting. It's like when the shipments go out with the puppies in the vans and the police come down. I believe people have said it's like they get paid overtime for doing this, and they create a wall so no one can go up to the vans and stuff. People have been told they can't throw flowers. It's nuts, people that can see beyond what is going on in these hellholes, and yet they're treated like criminals, but the criminals are actually the people that work for MBR Acres. I just don't get it, and I don't understand it. Why and how people can just pretend it doesn't happen. I mean, I tried to talk to people about animal testing and how it just doesn't work and stuff, and people, you can see the glazed expression on the faces and stuff, and it just angers me so much. And I think you wouldn't dream of shoving bleach down the throat of your cat, your dog, your rabbit. You know, you wouldn't dream of shoving stuff in their eyes. You know it's going to hurt them. So why is it legally okay for these animals to have it, you know, done to them? It's just madness. And it's horrible. And it is just something that has to stop. People are waking up to it. But unfortunately, sadly, there's still that minority of a lot of people that are like, activists. I don't want to hear it. They're just troublemakers. No, we're exposing the truth. We're trying to sort of open your eyeballs up a bit to suddenly where you... It's like people are frightened of trying vegan food in case they actually might like it instead of, oh, it's going to taste horrible. It's not going to taste the same. It's crazy. It's just horrible. I just don't understand it. You know, there are so many products now that are vegan and cruelty free on the same label. It's crazy. Right, I'm going to love and leave. I've talked long enough, but yeah, do look up Animal Rebellion on Facebook. Look them up on Instagram. And you'll see footage of what they've done. They're absolute heroes with the dogs and other work that they do as well, not to forget. Camp Beagle, look them up as well on Facebook, Instagram, and they are on TikTok as well, which I'm not a huge fan of TikTok, to be honest, but it does get things out there. People look at something for like 2 seconds rather than half an hour of chit chat. And it seems to sink in better. So there's that. I just use it as another platform for outreach, really, just to try to talk to people, seeing as I can't strike up conversations where I live, and I can't strike up conversations and help people out. I try and do things another way. Yeah, so they're the two. Look them up. Give them a love, give them a like, give them a follow, subscribe, whatever. Support them, and then get it shared out and make people aware of what's going on. So yeah, that's my little bit for today. I've not done one of these chit chat things for ages. Well, I'm going to sort these cats out because they need food. I'm surprised they haven't screamed at me yet. So I'll say thanks for watching, and until next time, even, tatty bye guys.